But in order for you to do the math task, and we're going to share with one another, you need to know what your rights are. All right? So here are your rights. You have the right to be confused. That's highly connected to productive struggle. Just like you have rights, you have the responsibility. So if you are confused, you have the responsibility to turn to your neighbor or turn to someone in front of you or behind you to bring clarity about your confusion. You cannot sit there and be confused without trying to gain clarity from one of your, let's say, classmates for the sake of argument here, without engaging one of your classmates. So you have the right to be confused, but you have the responsibility to gain clarity. You have the right to claim a mistake. So while you have the right to claim a mistake, you have the responsibility to know why your mistake was a mistake. And that might mean that you have to engage with someone around you about why your mistake is a mistake. You have the right to speak, listen, and be heard. But you also have the responsibility to not dominate a conversation mathematically. And so you have to make sure that everyone is heard. You also have the right to write, do, and represent only what makes sense to you. You also have the responsibility to make sure what makes sense to you, explain why it makes sense to you to others. So your responsibility is explaining your sense-making and why it makes sense to you to bring clarity to others why that makes sense to you. So I like to use this in classrooms because then it allows students the opportunity to know where they enter. It gives them the social emotional space to know, hey, I can make a mistake. Hey, I can engage with my classmates. Hey, I can connect with others. So, are we ready? We're going to do a task, all right? Are you ready? Pencils and papers?